You guys get upset that you're not being able to score a woman. You're not being able to get that great job you have always wanted to, engineer, lawyer, doctor, whatever it is, I'm talking about those people who work on these industries, the medical industry, the engineering industry, the law firms, etc., etc. I'm talking about the men who always dreamt of having this trophy wife in their life and always chase after that, right? What happens usually, fellas? You pass your youth, your 20s, early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, either A, chasing women, or B, chasing your career, or C, both, right? And then you're in your 30s, or maybe in your late 20s, you get married to that person. And then you're in your late 30s or mid 30s, and then you guys are not happy anymore, and then she wants a divorce. Or better yet, she waits till you're in your 40s, and then you get that big promotion at your job, because usually it takes about a decade or so for you to start making the peak money that you would have made in your career. 10, 15 years, right? Sometimes even 20 years. So she waits till that perfect moment. And then she pulls the plug. And everything you've worked for until you're 40, 45 in your entire life is gone just like that, with the snap of a finger, right? And you forget in the meantime to really look at your own self, to really look into your life and tell yourself, man, am I happy? Am I really happy? You see, fellas, what you're chasing after, when you're chasing after that trophy wife, when you're chasing after that trophy career, is you're really chasing after happiness. We all want to be happy in this life. And we think that these external materialistic items is going to give us that happiness that we've always chased after. Why? Because society tells us that this is how things are supposed to be. Media glamorizes that nuclear family. Well, they used to, not anymore really, right? They glamorize getting that bag and showing that the people who get that bag are really happy. They're projecting certain parts of their lives in front of you through that TV screen, to that phone screen. Those certain parts are where that person is at all-time high, but they never show you the all-time lows. You think every single person in the media that you see, every single person in Hollywood, every single person in the entertainment business, whoever your role model is, right? Those people, do you think they always go through all-time highs? Most people, fellas, go through their lifetime with nothing but all-time low for the most part. The happiness that you get, the peak times that you get, those aren't bigger in numbers compared to the low times. It's the low times that really make us who we are, because we pass low times in our life majority of the part. We pass majority of our lifetime in the low times, while we're in the trenches, while we're in the dirt, eating dirt. Unless obviously you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth, right? Most of us are not like that. You see, nowadays, in the modern dating era, you guys are seeing all the examples right in front of your face, and you're still chasing after these. I don't even know what to call these women, fellas. I don't even you get the term wifey material and girlfriend material are so far off from them that I don't even know what to call them. Like, calling them a hoe, in my opinion nowadays, is an insult to the word hoe. Calling them a slut is an insult to the word slut. That's how bad they're getting, and it's just gonna get worse from now. I hope you guys know that. It's not getting better anytime soon. Coach Greg Adams says that one of the 5 things must happen, and one of them being an economic collapse, right? Economic collapse that might set the clock back up, that might reset our society. Hey, we might actually hit that period, that collapse, under this government that we're in, right? I don't want to name names. You guys know what I'm talking about. But do you want to wait for that long to actually see what the women are coming out to be at the other end? Or do you want to actually put in that time now into building something in your life that you wake up every morning looking forward to? A job ain't it. The system is designed, is built to keep you as a slave to itself. It's no coincidence that you go to college and you pay an enormous amount of money your first 2 years in your college for nothing but some frivolous, crappy classes. You know, these quote-unquote prerequisite classes that they want to call it, right? That everybody has to take it. Why? Why does everybody have to take algebra? Calc 1, or not even Calc 1, algebra. Why does everybody have to take English? You guys know how to speak English, right? Then why do you have to take this class? Why does everybody have to take history? Now, if you didn't take those frivolous classes your first 2 years in college, you'd have graduated 2 years earlier from college, right? You would have had 2 extra years to grind and make money and save money and to build something using that capital that you saved, that money that you saved. You know, if you don't have a foundation, if you don't have anything to back up your lifestyle right now, then yes, a job is something you should be looking forward to. A job is something you should land, a good job. But don't plan on staying there forever, because as I was saying, the system is designed to fail you. So with that extra 2 years now, you'd have been a little bit ahead of the game, right? It's no coincidence that they're doing that to you in college. That's why I always advocate, unless you know for sure what do you want out of life, don't go to college. Don't just go to college to quote-unquote find yourself. I knew I wanted to be an engineer. So I went into aerospace, and I finished it. So I didn't waste my time like most people do in college. I got in, got my classes done, got out with 0 student loan debt because I worked my tail off, paid it all off out of pocket. And I was kind of smart where I got some scholarships here and there, and I was so poor, my family was so poor that the government funded me with Pell Grants. I came from nothing, fellas. Everything that you see that I have today, or however much you guys see that I have today, I don't share everything about my life with you guys yet, because I'm not where I want to be, but I will be sharing my lifestyle with you guys one day. Everything that I have and I will have, I've worked for it myself. Nobody handed it to me. And I was so lucky. I'm not sitting here bragging with you guys. I'm so lucky that I found the truth. I was so lucky to finally realize that this system is designed to fail me. It's no coincidence why they're wanting these women nowadays in the workforce, so that they can bring their labor costs down. Supply and demand. When you have more laborers, you don't have to pay the laborers as much as you used to if only men were the laborers. Now men and women are the laborers. It doubled. The labor force doubled. That's why the capitalists, I'm not against capitalism, by the way. I'm not against capitalism at all whatsoever. I love it. And it's necessary. There's limits to it, and there should be limits to it, yes, but it's necessary. We're going on a different conversation, so I'm going to bring that back. It's no coincidence that they're making these women slaves to the system as well. Why? Because now they're getting their votes. Now, they also know that we men have this biological drive to chase after these women. And they knew that if these women are in the workforce doing exactly what a man's doing, they're going to have the mentality of a man, and that's going to clash the sexes, the genders, which is what's happening. There's a war between the two sexes right now. You guys know that. We all know that. There's no coincidence that all of this is happening. The system is designed to fail you. And they knew that when there's a clash, there's a war between the sexes, then the nuclear family is going to fall apart. And when that happens, women are going to be incentivized, or let me backtrack a little bit. When women are incentivized to go out and sleep with as many dudes as they want. Why? Because it's empowering. When they're incentivized to go out and act like a man, go get the bag, quote unquote, right? They're by default are going to be sleeping around a lot of men. Why? Because biology is calling them as well. They're saying, hey, you need to have kids. But since society is telling them you don't need to have kids, and their biology is telling otherwise, well, what do? They're fighting within themselves And that's why it's no coincidence that they're depressed as hell. They have this resting bitch face all the time because they're internally fighting with themselves each and every single day. These women are. And women were not made to fight like that. Women weren't born to be fighters. There's a reason why in the history it was all men who are fighters. Even to this day, it's us men who are going to be fighting if something breaks loose. If all hell breaks loose, right? So they knew that if they incentivize women to act like a man, it's going to break the nuclear family. And when it breaks the nuclear family, now everybody needs a support system to feed themselves. And that support system now is that government, is that job openings, new job openings, these frivolous pencil pushing jobs, executive assistant. What the hell? HR. Like, these jobs are not needed at all. There's a reason why when COVID hit first, so many women were laid off more than men. Look up your stats. I'm not going to do your homework for you. Because these jobs are not necessary. But since now we are incentivized to not be in a nuclear family, well, we need something to feed us, right? Because before, the man used to feed the family. Well, there is no man now. So the woman now has to feed herself. And when the woman is doing that, doing the man's work and the woman's work, because when she's coming home, she needs to, make herself food, clean her room up. Most of these women don't even clean or cook. Live off of box food and box wine. That's why they look like fat butterball turkeys walking around gobbling out here. It's no coincidence cancer rates are going up, breast cancer rates. And the number one patient for breast cancer are women. They can't handle that much stress. The system is designed to fail you. So are you going to be wasting brain cells trying to work around this system, trying to find a new system that works? Because regardless of whatever you come up with, it's not going to be enough. You can't fight the system by yourself. You know how you fight the system? By walking away from it. That's what the MGTOW is. That's not me telling you, be celibate, not have sex. No. These women are handing it out. And they have to hand it out to everybody, these women. Why? Because that stress that's being built up inside of them, that needs to be relieved. Do you have any idea how many dudes she's juggling? Quick story. My mom and my auntie live in a house together. They're both single. And they rented out a room to this one girl who's 19. Fine looking chick, right? I'm seeing it with my own eyes that she's juggling 4 different guys. And 4 different guys are coming in and out of our house almost on a regular basis. And she's entertaining them. Shuts her bedroom door. I even heard her getting piped down. Not even piped down. These dudes don't know how to pipe him down. Most guys don't know how to fuck. I hope you guys know that. Most guys do not know how to lay it down. They're doing the missionary marriage style bull crap. And she's moaning, fake moaning, making it seem like she's actually enjoying it. And then afterwards, do you know why she's doing that, by the way? It's because these guys are giving her resources. She straight up admitted it to my mom. My mom was like, hey, aren't you dating Zach? Why are you hanging out with these other guys? She said, no, I'm not dating him. I'm using him. He gives me certain things, and in return, I give him sex. Certain things meaning money, food, groceries, entertainment. And she said that these other 3 guys are doing the exact same thing. I swear on anybody's grave, those are exactly her words. I heard her saying to my mom. These women don't even have any kind of shame today to even hide anything. They're doing everything in daylight in front of us. And you guys are still sitting here trying to make your life around these type of people, around these kind of chicks, around individuals like that, around this system that's designed to fail you. I can't wake you up unless you wake up yourself, unless you get a wake-up call, right? So maybe some of you guys might need to get your heart broken and get your world turned upside down. before you finally wake up. That's why I always say, these are not your life. Because after you get that trophy wife, after you get that trophy career that you always dreamt of, well, guess what? You still got 40, 50 more years to live your life. You want to keep doing this exact same bull crap, keep waking up doing this exact same routine lifestyle every single day for the next 50 years. Think about that for a second. Think about how miserable that sounds. I worked in the corporate scene, corporate America. I worked in it, and I've seen the guys in their 60s how much they hate their life, they hate their wife. They have all told me, Zeke, do not get married. Take a fatherly advice from me, do not get married. And they laugh it off. And I know I can hear it. I can hear the nervousness in their laugh. They're trying to laugh it off like it's just a joke. No, it's not just a joke. I look at them in their eyes and I see that their souls are gone. They have sold their souls into the system. But they didn't know any better. They didn't have YouTube back then when they were growing up. They didn't have Daddy Zeke teaching them. They didn't have Coach Greg Adams. They didn't have Better Bachelor, Joker. They didn't have these guys. MGTOW, Hammerhand. MGTOW Monk, Hammerhand. They didn't have us to share our stories and to enlighten you guys. But you guys do. And you better feel lucky for that. And you better use that. If you want to. Hey, if you want to. It's your life at the end of the day, right? Do what you want to do, bro. You can only make a horse. You can only lead a horse to the water. You can't make it drink it, right? So what are you going to do with all these resources? That's the question for the day. Answer it for yourself. Follow me on Instagram at Zeekpeak. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.